Good afternoon. Today's Saturday, June 23rd, and going to take a look at a Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash chart. Going to start with a Bitcoin daily chart, and this is a really busy chart, so I'm going to try to break it down as best I can from left to right. Starting on the left here in the lower left corner, what I'm highlighting here is there was a circle, there was an area of resistance last summer, 2017, around 3,000, where we kind of came up and we tested it several times and it became resistance. And once we broke that resistance, we had a pretty substantial rally above 3,000 to 5,000. And then 5,000 became an important level. We basically U-turned right at 5,000, important psychological level as well. Came right back down and tested 3,000. Came right back up and broke through 5,000. And once we broke through 5,000, we had a significant rally. Came back down and tested this line. So this is where this red line, this long-term sloping trend line starts to become significant. It begins at the high at 5,000. And we're using now, it becomes support. So it was resistance, it was broken. Then this is support. This is where the trend line first gets started. Then that trend line, just kind of following it out, holds right here, which was around 6,100. And now that red trend line, stayed intact, was tested for about a week here, got broken and then got above it again. And now I think it's been convincingly broken and it's now going to become resistance. So this red trend line is important because it's now going to become resistance. And then you could see we ran up to 20,000. This huge retrace bounced really, really hard. Now we tested it and now we broke it. So what now? If we've broken this long-term trend line, what's our next level of defense for Bitcoin? Well, now we're going to take a look at a horizontal trend line. And the horizontal trend line that I see significant is 59.20. Now this support line just held in the last day and a half. So right here where the long-term upsloping red trend line held back in February was the same level, right around 5,900 or 6,000. Now, if we go horizontally from there, we're right at the same level. We bounced off 59.20 pretty hard, back up to 61, 6,200. Now we're going to see if 59.20 holds. Because 59.20, again, was a bounce here. Now it's going to become a pretty significant horizontal support level right here. Now, what happens if 59.20 breaks? Well, if 59.20 breaks, we're going to start looking at this circle down here. Now, why is this significant? Well, a couple of reasons. So I've drawn in a Fibonacci retracement here. And the 1.618 level of that Fibonacci is 3750. Now in Fibonacci, the 1.618 level is an important level. It's the golden ratio. It just has market psychology, market memory. It's an area where price tends to gravitate towards and or pivot or reverse from. So, and this Fibonacci has a couple of touches. Now, I'm not saying that it's the Fibonacci. You could draw a lot of different Fibonaccis on here. It's subjective, but there's reasons for this to be a somewhat valid target. The other thing that's important is this other green horizontal support line goes all the way back to last year. It was support here, and that support was the same level that was resistance for most of last summer. So 3,000 was resistance, resistance, resistance. We got above it, came back and tested it as support, and then rocket ship. So if we do break 59.20, when we come down to here, we've got support at 3,700 down to 3,000. A lot of people have been calling those numbers, so I'm not special or unique in that number, but at least I'm giving you a little more explanation on why those numbers work for at least for me, if not anyone else. I don't know why other people pick that number. So that's a little bit on Bitcoin, and so 59.20 is really important. We break that, there's just not a whole lot of support. That maybe 5,000, right? If we drew another horizontal support line, I guess we could put that in here, right there. That would be 5,000, but we break that, and there's the price history. We moved so quickly through this level, 3,000 to 5,000. It bounced around a little bit. 59.20 is important. 5,000, yeah, sure, I'll give that some support. But, this is going to be our target if we don't hold here near term. Okay, so let's look at another chart of Bitcoin. This is a Fibonacci retracement on the daily. And all I've done here is I've just taken a Fibonacci. I'll just draw it in again. And I've taken it from the top. And I'm just counting the first move, right? That first candle down. That's it. 2 clicks, dropping that in there. And then look what we have here, 1618, which is significant Fibonacci level. Again, that's where price tends to gravitate towards or reverse from. And if it breaks the 1618, you've got a likelihood of a larger move. So we're going to see if this level can hold. It's another reason that that's a significant support level. It just kind of backs up what was in the other chart. Now, there's a couple different ways you can draw the Fibonacci for this level. That's a really simple. You can do a trend-based, which is 3 clicks, 1 here, 1 there. And somewhat subjectively, I'll put it there. And this puts the target down here at 3,400. So again, a lot of signs pointing to that level roughly. So what do you do now? What do you do with everything crashing? Well, now's a good time to actually be planning to make money. Because, this is where you should be planning your buys. I know people are freaking out. I know people are upset. I totally get it. I'm not happy either. But you have an opportunity here to make some money. So if we take a 4-hour chart of Bitcoin Cash, and I'm going to use a tool that I use quite a bit, Super Trend. And that tells me where the trend somewhat reversed. Now, you won't find this in any textbooks, but I've been using this for a while and it works pretty well for me. I will use the top price, the peak, and I'll draw it to where the trend reverses. And I'll just drop my Fibonacci in the middle there. It doesn't matter what the price is. I don't care. I'm just using the super trend. And the super trend has some ratios inside of it. Then I just drop a Fibonacci right on top of it. Then I get rid of the super trend. And I've got price levels. And, I've had some success with this. Let me reverse that. So this is 14.15, roughly. Okay. And lo and behold, came down to 1618, bounced off of it. Now we're at 2618. Very, very typical pattern. We would expect that it's either going to bounce off of 2618, that's a significant level, or we're going to come all the way down and possibly visit 3618, which would be worst case scenario. That's Bitcoin going to $3,000. That would be, Bitcoin Cash going to 300. It's a possible scenario. So much like Bitcoin Cash is sitting on some significant support levels from different reasons. But again, the market's been moving together. So that's what I see right now. Let's hope that the maybe some bullish scenarios start playing out. Now, what do you do in a market like this? Again, so let's try to make money. Let's not just worry about the problems and the bearishness. What's the best way to make money? So, you can try to buy it on the way down, but that's also known as catching a falling knife. What I would say is to pick a time frame that you like and then start buying as price breaks significant levels on the way back up. So you can look at, different levels like that was a significant level, right? Bounced off of that was support. So that now, this is a significant level around 820. Support. That's now going to become significant resistance. So if it breaks above 820, you may want to consider start to buy again. Now, why would you wait till 820 when you could buy it right now at 750? Well, you're waiting because you want to see the trend reverse. Doesn't do you any good to buy at 750 if the actual bottom is 400. I would recommend that you risk the 10% difference between 750 and 820. Don't buy at 750. Wait till the trend reverses. When the trend reverses, you should have plenty of time to get back in. And if the trend does go down even to only like 600 and you start buying again, worst case at 750 when the trend reverses, you're no worse off and you're managing your risk a little bit better. So again, I would say start to look at, even though it's bearish, people are really upset. Take whatever you have, if you still believe in crypto, and start looking at when's the best places to buy, and wait for this trend to finish. Don't jump in and catch a falling knife. Okay, that's all I got for today. Thanks for viewing. Leave me a comment, subscribe, and good trading.